Welcome to another episode of Movie Moments, a series tucked within the Me, My Old Man, and a Movie channel, all about unpacking unforgettable scenes in films that change how we see the world. Today I want to cover a line by a film hot off the press, Captain America: Brave New World. I watched this movie a few days ago in full IMAX, which, side note, was overkill. Turns out a movie can be filmed for IMAX and not feel like a full IMAX experience. As for much of the movie, the full screen wasn't even utilized, which actually sums up well my experience with this film as a whole. I've been telling my son for some time now, I'm not so sure Sam Wilson is as good a Captain America as Steve Rogers. You may feel the same. For one, no super serum. He just can't do what Steve Rogers did. But two, in general, he doesn't seem to carry the story as well. Call it charisma, call it leadership. I don't know, I just know he doesn't feel like a superhero in the same way the old Cap did. All that said, there is something about Sam I like. It's just that for the longest time, I couldn't pinpoint it. Enter Brave New World. Though, to be clear, for much of this film, I had all these same feelings. Not quite there, not quite the same, not quite Steve. As I mentioned, I was even a bit underwhelmed with the whole visual so-called IMAX experience. But sitting on this now for a few days, there was one line of dialogue that I just can't seem to shake. One line that reframed everything for me. And as with most films, it comes near the end of the movie. Sam is wrestling with the Steve Rogers comparison. Yes, it is quite the example of art imitating life, because like me, like you, he continually sees himself in Steve Rogers' shadow. Am I as good? Am I as strong? Am I enough? In response to these questions, at one point in the film, one of the other characters says in no uncertain terms, Steve may have given us something to believe in, but you give us something to aspire to. Ooh, the writers then, unfortunately, choose in this moment to make an ill-timed joke, killing the mood. But mistake aside, that line hangs in the air long enough to leave its mark. It lands the perfect punch. It both stands and delivers, because it answers every question Sam, the MCU, you, me, and every critic have ever had up until this moment about him. Of course he's not Steve Rogers. He can't be. He's something altogether different. And turns out, the thing that's different is the thing I've liked about Sam but just couldn't put my finger on. It's so obvious, yet it's easy to overlook. It's that he's human. He's us, which means he's attainable. As eloquently spoken in this movie, he gives us something to aspire to. Let's face it, I'll never be Steve Rogers. You'll never be Steve Rogers. We can't be Steve Rogers, but we can be Sam Wilson. We can live our lives with integrity. We can give our all to a fight worth fighting for. We can live in a way that never lets our limitations be a reason to quit. We just need courage. Turns out Sam Wilson isn't the Cap we wanted, but he is the Cap we needed. He is good. He is strong. And he is enough. And you don't need a super serum, nor an expensive camera to make that kind of movie special. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, click that button, subscribe to Movie Moments Yet to Come, as well as reactions, reviews, box office updates, and more. And let us know in the comments, have you seen A Brave New World? Are you warming up to the idea of a new Captain America? And do you see value in superheroes that give us something to strive for over something to simply admire? Let's talk about it below.